We're back, baby!
Why, hello, Cinema Peeps!
Hello, Cinema Peeps!
It's been a minute.
It has.
We decided to take a vacation. I know, weird.
Right? We had a few, we had a few personal projects and trips and things that were happening, so we decided to, take a bit of a mini summer vacation from the podcast, and now we're back, baby! Guess who's back again.
I want effects done on that, thank you.
Alright, noted, I'll make sure.
Excellent. All the effects.
So I don't know about you.
Excuse me.
But I've watched a few things. So I got some stuff to talk about. So hopefully we can talk about it. But yeah, I don't know. Have you had a chance to see any new things that have come out, or
I've seen some things.
Yeah?
I watched them. Did not just see them.
Good.
I saw Black Widow, the Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad, be specific there.
Yes, the Suicide Squad.
Right? Jungle Cruise.
Oh, okay.
And I saw Free Guy.
Yay! I saw 2 out of those 4. So we can talk about 2 of them.
Nice.
I saw Free Guy and the Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad, yeah.
Nice. Yar. And then, me and my family we rewatched Ted Lasso season 1, and then we're caught up season 2.
Nice.
And then we watched the Sniggerdoodle Schmoogadoo one or whatever.
Schmigadoo or yeah.
Yeah, Schmoogadoo or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Watch that too.
Nice.
Just been absorbing content.
Hell yeah.
Like nobody's business.
Zena has me on Orphan Black now.
Ooh.
So I've been watching Orphan Black.
I watched the first 2 seasons. Tatiana Laslave, I think her last name is. I'm sorry if I butchered it. Holy shit, she just, I dropped off mostly just because, again, there's so much content to watch, but she fucking kills it.
Holy shit, yeah.
I think she got an award, or she didn't.
Yes,
Either way, okay, good, because it's going to be I was upset if she wouldn't get an award.
I definitely saw her get an award for that. And yeah, I forget that it's the same person. Yeah. Just because, even just the effects alone, just, showing the 2 of them in the same room, it's so... Bad. Yeah, it's so seamless that you would think that they're 2 separate people, and it's just blows my mind to think that it's the same girl and that she's literally having to talk to a double, but yet the performance doesn't fall short at all. It's amazing, yeah. Yeah,
I think I have season 1 and 2 on DVD, and I have special little, the season 2 one, I think I got special little, I think it was behind the set photos or something that looks like a lab report or something. It's really cool.
Ooh, cool. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. So that's my series that I have been watching.
Where are you watching that on? I should watch it too.
Crave. It's on Crave.
Ah, fuck Crave. I don't have Crave. There's too many. Anyway, but that's cool. You'll have to tell me. Like I said, I dipped out only just because there was so much content in the world, so stuff this gets fallen by the wayside sometimes. But I remember really enjoying the show.
Yes.
It's got a mystery, so I'm hooked on it.
Right? It gives me, not identically, but it gives me very, Dexter vibes, just for how the story plays out, and the crime scene and, mystery of it all. It's just, that whole format of how Dexter is played out is very similar to this one, so it's very intriguing. And like I was saying to Zena, I find there's not that many shows that can nail that as well. And I don't know if that's just because I grew up watching those shows, so maybe I'm biased about it, but I just find there's something lacking in some shows nowadays where it seems, like I said before, there's a formula they follow and they all do the same thing. Whereas these shows are vastly different from each other, but they hold you the entire time. There's not one episode that you don't feel that falls short. Yeah.
Yar. It's that tricky, twicky line. Yar. You'll have to let me know. I'll have to watch it again. So much content in the world. So much content. Yeah, I read books. I read the second Dexter book. I have the third one I'm going to start soon. But
how's the second one?
It's it's funny how like I said, the ending of the first book was so drastically different how the show ended. And so going into book 2, it's very different.
Interesting.
I know because my coworker lent me the books. He said it was going to be way more graphic than the show, and I just kind of laughed. I was like, whatever. But I mean, even this one with this killer, I'm like, ooh, yeah. I'm trying to picture that on a show. You could not do that. Nope.
Yeah.
You could not do that.
Nope.
But, yeah, maybe I'll talk about it more when we do another follow-up Dexter podcast. But,
Heck yes.
yeah, I enjoyed it, so I am looking forward to reading the next one.
Awesome.
We'll see how it goes. But, what's my thought? Which movie do you want to talk about first, then?
Let's
The
do...
Suicide Squad or Free Guy?
Sure, let's do The Suicide Squad, and then we'll end with Free Guy.
Okay, sounds good. Again, I think really the crime of that movie is just being The Suicide Squad. Like, you really couldn't come up with another name. I know the argument is that that's what the comic is, but, like, come on, just fucking something different.
I mean,
just name it something different.
The cynical side of me wants to say they're basically following suit with the rest of cancel culture these days and just trying to replace and make everybody forget completely about that one that happened a long time ago. And so that just, to me, that just kind of seemed like the whole attitude of everybody who created it. But again, that's just my opinion. But yeah.
I don't know. Going into it, though, like, I knew it was going to be different. And obviously I wanted it to be different because, to be fair, I haven't watched the first one in a hot minute. I didn't actually even watched it fully. I missed the beginning portion of the film, which apparently was the best part of that film. And I came in at the rest of it, which is
really?
Garbage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where they all get introduced and stuff. There's the cameo from The Flash and stuff. I missed all that. Apparently that's the best part, so...
Yeah. Wait, of the first one?
Yes, of the first one, yeah. So, I mean, going into this one, yeah, like, I obviously wanted to be different, but... I don't know about you, I wasn't fucking ready, I guess is the bottom line. I was not ready for the I say shit show, but, like, in a good way.
Literally, the shit show, yeah.
But in, like, such a good way.
Yeah.
What was my thought? I think everyone killed it. Literally. Killed it. I think Polka Dot Man's mom needs an Oscar.
Give
her the Oscar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I liked it, but maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it, if that makes sense.
I can understand that. I feel like I also, like you said earlier, didn't know what to, like, I didn't know what to expect. So what I saw, I was like, not ready for, I guess, in a sense, because it's James Gunn, right? So you're like, oh, James Gunn, he's coming off the heels of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's gonna be, like, it should hopefully be good, and it's gonna hopefully be a good redemption for some of the characters that we've seen in Suicide Squad. I guess personally would have preferred, and this is just my opinion, I would have preferred they not hyped up all the cast as much as they did, because I was expecting more Nathan Fillion, and I didn't get that, and I was pretty upset.
And see, I remember, was that DC event in 2020 when they announced the movie, and they announced that huge cast?
Yes.
Even back then, I knew, I was like, okay, well, half of you I'm not going to care about.
Yeah.
And I was 100% right.
I know. It was too good to be true,
You know?
because it was a head scratcher. I'm like, Pete Davidson, some of these people, like, why? What are they gonna do? But then I'm like, okay, I'll trust you, James Gunn. Like, you know what you're doing. And then, yeah.
I mean, all right. So some spoilers, people. So if you want to watch the movie, go do that. Don't listen to us spoil the movie. But yes, as we're referring to, half of them get killed because they're like not the booby trap, but
there's the
decoys.
A team and the B team. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were the A team, I guess, because they were all killed, which is weird because they include Harley Quinn in that, but you know, she lives, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought it was a fun, like, you know, because it kind of threw you off your toes of like who you're supposed to be rooting for, you know. So I did like that. Like, I didn't think it was anything wrong, but yeah. When they're hyping up all the cast, and then, you know, there's promos of them being like, oh yeah, we really got to go in depth with our characters. And I'm like, huh? And again, maybe it's different for an actor, you know, because, you know, they're working on their character, and even, you know, there's no roles that are big and small, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, like, kind of you said, it does suck when you hear them talk about it, and you're like, oh yeah, like, this movie's so different, blah, 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 our characters grow, and you're like, you were in there for 2 seconds! What are you talking about? Because, you know, again, big selling point is if you see someone you like Nathan Fillion, you know, so you go to the movie because you're like, you hear, oh, this big thing, and then he's gone in the first 5 minutes, you're like, well, I guess I'm done, see you later, I'm fucking leaving,
yeah,
you know, like,
literally.
I'm fucking out of here.
Right? Well, and two, like, for the first movie, they all tattooed. I don't know if this was real or if maybe they were just doing it for, like, promo purposes, but supposedly they all tattooed, like, some sort of Squad for Life or Suicide Squad thing somewhere on their body. And then again, like, Nathan Fillion, this time he posted a photo of, or video of him, graffitiing on a wall, Squad for Life. And again, I'm like, whatever, but, like, because they probably had a good time on set. And
Yeah.
if it were me, I'd probably do the same thing. But it's like, are you doing that for the promotional side of it all? Or is that genuine? Or, like, why? What do we, like, I don't know.
I like to feel there's probably a little mix,
Yeah.
Like, it's clearly some stuff for promo, but
like, I like to think Nathan Fillion, based off his content that he does post and how he is, I like to think he knows what he's doing. So I'm not disregarding that for sure, but I don't know. It's just for this movie in particular, because of how badly it bombed the first time, and then so it's like I would admire if this is the case. I admire the cast for being proud of the work they did, even though it sucked, because that takes guts. And I mean, as a performer, as a creative, we know this ourselves. You should take pride in the work you do, whether it sucks or not, whether it resonates with people or not.
Yeah.
But it's weird.
What was my thought? That reminds me of a story of on what was it, on Stephen Amell's podcast that he was doing for a hot minute during COVID.
Yep.
Where he's interviewing Katie Lotz, and they were talking about how, I guess, in season 3, again, spoilers for Arrow, I don't know, people, we always talk about the Arrowverse, where at the start of that season, Katie Lotz's character, Sarah, dies.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the big thing. But I guess, like, they had just filmed that episode, killed her, and they're like, oh yeah, you're not going to be appearing anymore in Arrow, at least in Arrow. And then they all flew out to the San Diego Comic-Con, and she had to sit there, and they were asking her questions. So what's your character be like this season? And she had sit there and be like, well, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Even though it's like, my character's dead, so, like, I don't know what my future holds, but you're expected to be there and be like, and promote something.
Yeah,
so,
yep.
That's where I feel like I like to feel it's 50-50, where it's like, yeah, they have to be there to help promote the thing, obviously, so people will go fucking see it.
Yes.
And obviously, if they are proud, even, again, big, small parts, they are proud of what they did in the movie. But I think, at least the common thing I keep hearing with it is that if you've read the Suicide Squad comics, or even watched some of the DC animated movies, like, it does follow suit with that. Like, it is a Suicide Squad, so most of them die.
I figured as much, yeah. Because, like, I know some of the people I went and saw it with were like, what the hell was what was that starfish thingy? Like, some of the jokes were strange. Like, what's the point? And, like, in my head, I'm thinking, no, that's probably it. To me, it seems more like a comic book-esque type movie. Yeah. This seems right. Maybe not my taste, but it seems right. So,
right. And I mean, I enjoyed the scene with John Cena's character Peacemaker and Bloodsport, sorry.
Bloodsport, yeah.
With Idris Elba, where they're having, like, their own little mini killing competition in the camp.
Yeah.
I thought that was great, up until, like, they try to go save Rick Flag, and they're like, those are the resistance fighters. Where are all my men? Oh, yeah, didn't see anybody.
Yeah.
Because they've killed, like, half the resistance force. They're like, fuck.
Yeah.
I think everyone did a good job, but like I said, maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it that day or whatever reason. I think it's still, again, it's well made. Although the one confusing thing is, I guess John Cena's character Peacemaker might be getting a spin-off movie. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what they seem to be indicating.
I don't know about that, but okay.
Right, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I enjoyed this movie as it is, but again, it's Hollywood, so they might want to pump out more money.
I guess, yeah.
I did enjoy it, but like I said, maybe different time, different place kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because, again, speaking of that fucking starfish battle, so I don't know what happened. Even though I was watching that movie for 2 hours, I, like, blacked out when the rat catcher or whatever was like, the city belongs to them! And I just blacked out, and I was like, what? And then all the rats came, and I was like, oh my god. And I mean, I was laughing because Idris Elba's having a freaking, anxiety attack because he's, like, covered in rats.
Yeah.
And then the rats cover the starfish, and then Harley Quinn takes that javelin through the eye.
Yeah.
once again, I don't know what I was expecting, but what I saw was not what I was expecting. How she just went right through it.
I
You
know.
there wasn't this big explosion, just like a little, and then she's swimming in the eye, and all the
And
little
the rats all come
are in there.
I know.
At that point, I was just like, my mouth was just open, like, what the fuck is, what is happening?
Literally, yep.
But I did say that if that little rap man, what was it, Sebastian? I already forgot his name.
Yeah.
With the little backpack. I was like, if he dies, I'm leaving. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I know for a lot of people, they were like, oh, King Shark was the best. And I was like, I don't know. I'm like,
I thought it was
he
funny
fine.
that Sylvester Stallone voiced him.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So that was kind of funny.
I'm like, oh, he's like the Groot for the Suicide Squad.
Right? I think that maybe that's what it was for me. And I was just like, And to me, I don't know. They always seem to have like those, again, big character, stupid brain.
Yeah.
Or little brain kind of thing. You
Yeah.
know? Like they had Killer Croc, but obviously not as memorable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. And again, I also, in the animated Harley Quinn show, like, I don't know. He's a big shark, but he's like he's like a hacker in the show.
Oh, okay.
And he's like really funny. I'm blanking on the voice actor right now, but like, you know, his stick is not I'm big and stupid. Like he's like a genuinely like funny character.
Yeah,
you know?
well, and even in like the Flash too, like because I know there was I can't remember where I saw it, but somewhere online somebody was comparing like the Flash King Shark from the show to Suicide Squad King Shark and like who was better and blah blah blah. And so yeah, I'm like, well, I don't know enough about him to like contribute to this, but it's interesting like their comparison. So
yeah, and again, it's nice to have obviously different interpretations of these characters.
Yeah.
You know? But again, I don't know. Everyone was like, he's the best, and I was like, meh. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like he's funny. Again, he's there. But like, I surprisingly enjoyed Polka Dot Man, even though when I saw him, I was like, nah.
yeah.
But I don't know. And then I, cared. And again, I thought John Cena crushed it. And I mean, yeah. Like, I don't know. Like I said, lots of good things. But again, maybe if you've never seen a Suicide Squad movie, maybe this isn't the first one you should go see. I don't know.
I like
or
to
maybe it is. Or maybe it is.
Yeah,
You just be like, this is what it is. Enjoy it, man.
I like to describe it as if Quentin Tarantino was to make a comic book movie, this is probably how it would turn out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, like I said, I thought it was great. And I feel if you're a fan of the books, you probably will enjoy it yourself. But like I said, maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it.
Yeah.
Versus something like a Jungle Cruise and Free Guy, where I just was looking to have fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Those were those movies, and that's what I probably needed more.
Yeah,
but again, still enjoy Suicide Squad.
Well, speaking of Free Guy, let's segue into Free Guy then.
The freest of guys.
I've been looking forward to this movie since the beginning, before COVID happened, because that's when it was supposed to come out. It's supposed to come out that summer, and then they pushed it because of the pandemic. And I mean, already I was like, because I didn't know what it was, or I hadn't seen anything for it. It wasn't until it was either Ryan Reynolds or Joe Keery, Steve from Stranger Things, posted a promotional thing about it, and I was like, wait a second, Ryan Reynolds, Joe Keery, like, hell yeah, I want to see this movie. This looks awesome.
Did you see the promo? One of the promos they did for the movie recently? It's with Ryan Reynolds and the other leading lady, Jodie. Already blanking on her last name.
Jodie McCormer, I think her name is. Yeah.
Yeah. Where they're taking a Canadian quiz.
Yeah.
Ryan, what was the economic downfall between 1894 and
I don't think these questions are fair.
I thought it was even better when, what was it, the second question where it was like, what's your favorite Canadian actor? And she was like, oh, Sandra Oh. And
Yeah.
Ryan's like, I don't feel like there's a right answer to that. What that was even, so obviously it's funny because Ryan Reynolds is Canadian, but what I realized afterwards was even funnier is that I was like 90% positive, but I wasn't sure until I looked on IMDb that she is in Killing Eve with Sandra Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's like even better.
Yeah, that's
like,
funny.
Oh, that's funny.
That's really good.
But yeah, now that I've realized it, a lot of the movies I think I've seen recently are most movies that were pushed back from 2020.
Yeah.
I think Suicide Squad is the only one that wasn't a 2020 release.
Yeah.
It was definitely probably one of the only 2021 movies, I guess, or true 2021 movies,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, like Free Guy is just like a fun film. I don't know. I don't
Right?
know how else to describe it. It was just a fun film.
There wasn't any real, like, it's not based off of anything as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah, a lot of fun. You don't go into it, like, really expecting anything other than just a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, what was my
It was
thought?
kind of like, almost kind of like the Lego movie meets Ready Player One, almost.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, because I saw him, who was it, Ryan Reynolds, post a thing about like how Free Guy's about friendship, and like he's like he thanked all the people who came to, all his friends who came to work
Yeah,
on the
all the people who
project.
even weren't in the film, yeah.
No, they all were in the film. It was
All
like
of them?
Yeah, Chan Tatum was in it,
Well, I know Channing
obviously.
Tatum was in it, but I didn't see
Mm-hmm.
John Krasinski or The
He's in
Rock in
it.
it. Is he?
I couldn't find The Rock yet, but John Krasinski's in it. He voices a character, I think. And Hugh
Oh.
Jackman is the guy in the alleyway. Which, again, you wouldn't have known because he's fully cloaked. But yeah,
Oh,
when you look it
yeah.
up, it's him.
Okay, interesting.
I
Cool.
might go see Free Guy again this week, so I'll let you know if I can find The Rock.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back and see it again too, actually.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure they were all in the film, so
Nice. Well, that's
he
cool. I
must
didn't know
he
that.
must be he must be somewhere. Maybe he's just a voice of a character or
Maybe,
something.
yeah. Maybe. That would make sense. But no, okay, that's cool. Because I'm sitting there going,
Mm-hmm.
oh, all these guys just showed up for the movie, but they weren't even there. And I'm like, now that makes sense. So. Because I definitely recognize Channing Tatum right off the bat. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was very obvious.
Yeah.
Very obvious.
Yeah.
I think it paid, tribute to geek culture,
Mm-hmm.
but it was fun. Although to be fair, I don't think this is ever will be fixed in a way. But like, it was nice that they included like real YouTubers and streamers in those
Yeah.
portions and stuff.
That's what
I
Kathy
mean,
was saying that she
it's
liked.
still like a touch cringy. I mean, I feel they all did a fairly like a good job, but at the same time, it feels like a little bit cringy, and you're like, and it's hard not to be like, you clearly picked the biggest. Like, to be fair, I don't know. I couldn't tell you everyone's numbers off the back of my head, but they
Yeah.
had Pokimane, and she's one of the top. I think she is the top female streamer on Twitch.
Mm.
Jacksepticeye is a
Yeah.
big guy on YouTube.
Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja. I think he was the biggest, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
again, it's nice that they included, but it is also hard to be like, oh, this is just kind of another weird promo thing, and it's also just like a little cringy, but
Yeah. Well, I guess they probably wanted to go for people that everybody could
Yeah.
recognize in some sense, I guess.
Right.
And then, yeah, it would have been cool too to maybe add some like not as notable, but like they still have a bit of a following. That'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool too. But I mean, it's a movie. It's not meant to be a promotional
Right.
thing, right?
Right, and it's like I said, it's never gonna be perfect, but you know
Yeah.
what? Like, it's still nice that it was included.
Mm-hmm.
What was my other thought? Oh, my mom was saying, again, wasn't very helpful. She was like, the old man who does reviews. I was like, okay. But she's like, for the paper. I was like, okay, I don't know who that is, but sure. Like, she was saying that, like, he assumed, like, he was like, he didn't get it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And he even said, like, maybe if you're not into video game culture, it's gonna be hard for you to enjoy this film, because he's like, because he even said, like, everyone around him was having a great time, but he had no idea what, like, he didn't get it.
Yeah.
And I guess, to be fair, that's probably the biggest critique for this film, is that, yeah, if you don't understand, like, you are kind of left out in the loop.
Yeah.
And that is a very big risk, but apparently it paid off, because it did very well, and they're already demanding a sequel.
Yeah, and I think that's good, honestly. Like, thinking about it in that way, because you've got right now the biggest thing for most people to go to the theaters to see is the comic book movies. So if whether you're a comic book fan, or you've just started to become one, or you're just like the hero characters, everybody flocks to see those movies. So it's nice to see one that's just strictly for the gamer culture, like you said, right? Like, it still has things that people can relate to, like, they had the few kind of little cameos and nods to certain things, but like you said, if you're not really into that culture, you don't understand. So it's nice that at least that community can kind of come to the theater to see something that's more for them and less about the comic book culture and all the Marvel movies that are out there and everything. Yeah,
and I think even still, like, having it be like an open world based game, I feel like most people understand what that is.
Yeah.
you know, like it was very Grand Theft Auto, which has been around for forever, you know.
Yeah, totally.
Not really, but kind of Fortnite-y, because again, it's like all these player levels and all this other, you know, like ranking up and all that stuff. So at least they chose something that like universally everyone could understand. It wasn't like they're like, let's base this game on a Japanese role-playing game, because if it was like that, then it was like, you've lost everyone.
Yeah.
Yar. I just liked Bunny Suit Guy.
Yeah.
He's like, really? A little much? Yeah, okay. But I mean, Ryan crushed it as just like an NPC, you know?
Right?
I think everyone did a great job. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, it's a fun movie. Is it flawed? Absolutely. Like, I mean, anything's flawed. But there's a couple, like, really cheesy moments. But I don't know. I feel because they doubled down on it, like, it was just fun.
Yeah. And
know?
I mean, I like the cheese, so to me that it's not like a flaw. I'm like, I love the corny humor and stuff like that. I love old school movies and all the humor that they do with that. So I found myself like laughing, just smiling and enjoying the entire time.
Right? But yeah, I think it was just a good time kind of movie.
Yeah, totally. I was waiting to see if they were gonna like make any Deadpool references, but to me, I feel like his like big body double version of him. First thing I thought it was like his Deadpool version of himself in the Wolverine movie.
Right?
Oh my god. That was funny.
That was so funny. I had a good... Oh, that was so good. It was a good time. Although, I don't know, maybe this was always meant to be, but like there was a couple scenes that felt a little weird to me. Like, I don't know, like they seemed like they were a little extra shortened, maybe. I don't know if you felt the same way. I was just wondering if it was maybe just because the movie had been out for so long, and since they did so much promo on it, you know what I mean, that they were kind of snipping some things just to get the pace of the movie a little faster, just because it's like, hey, everybody already knows that he's an NPC, so let's just like get to that right away so we can get to the rest of the kind of the movie kind of thing.
I did get confused. I don't know if this was maybe this was just myself, or I don't know if it was clear enough, but I did get confused when he has to go see Channing Tatum's character to get the video clip. I thought that was Taika Waititi's character, but it's that like one gamer dude, so I was like, wait a second, what's going on here? And then I made the connection. I'm like, oh, those were his clips. Yeah, so yeah, it took
I
me a
agree.
second to figure that out.
That was a little kind of like, and again, maybe there was a little bit of a longer scene explaining that. But again, because I'm even thinking back to when they were promoting the movie, right? Like, you know, you didn't quite know what was happening. Like, you knew he was an NPC and there was just something more for him. And he was like, and then he discovers the thing. So it was like kind of vague enough. But I feel like maybe just because of COVID and they've had to push back the film and they've like done more trailers that kind of, they didn't give away the story altogether, which was really nice.
It was enough to keep you intrigued and want to go to this movie to see more of what happens.
Right.
It's not like they put all the best moments in there and then you're like, well, what's the point?
Right. But I feel like they revealed more and more than maybe they anticipated, so that's why I felt there were some things that seemed like they were like it was chopped a little weird. But I just assumed it was because they were like, okay, everybody knows the gist of this. We've been promoting this for a year. We just need to like get into it so we can have a good time. Yeah. Which is totally fine. Again, I'm happy that it's doing well. I don't know how happy I am to hear that there's a sequel, because I feel like it's not going to have the same magic as this one, but you know, that's a bridge to cross when we get there. Yeah. You know? I think my last thing is I enjoyed at the end how Steve, I know his character wasn't, but he's just Steve. How he was wearing a blue shirt at the end. Yeah. Although that scene was very long between him and her just like looking at each other.
Yeah, no.
And I thought for sure, I was like, one of them's getting hit by a car.
That's literally
the entire time.
One of them's gonna step out in the middle of the road and they're gonna get hit by a car, and it's supposed to be like some sort of like juxtaposition of all the times Ryan Reynolds just like gets killed and has to start over again.
Right? Yeah. I know it's supposed to be this like sweet moment or something, or maybe that's what they were going for, but I was just like, I felt in my bones like, God, they're gonna die. Someone's dying. But then when Ryan got to hug his buddy, I liked that. I was like, oh.
That was good,
but again, I was like, he's gonna get hit by a car!
Yeah.
I just know it! I fucking know it! Oh gosh. But yeah, I think in conclusion, if I had to go see one of those movies again, I'd probably go see Free Guy again. Again, they were both good films, and I enjoy it. I was happy to go out in the theater, have some buttered popcorn,
Yeah.
But maybe just right now, my mood is I want to have fun.
Yeah.
So I think Fall Guy just has... Fuck, Free Guy. I keep calling Fall Guy. I don't know why. I'm just an idiot.
But and like both movies had really great cast, but I definitely enjoyed Free Guy's cast more because I was able to enjoy everybody instead of wanting to enjoy everybody in Suicide Squad and then getting let down because half of them got killed at the beginning. Although I must say I was happy to see Pete Davidson get shot in the face. That was pretty satisfying.
They did that on purpose. They knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah,
they knew what they were
totally.
doing. I don't know. I think for having a big ensemble, I think Suicide Squad killed it with everybody. I cared for a lot for those characters for some reason. Even for Rick Flag, who I did not give two shits about last movie.
Yeah.
And I kind of cared about him this time. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
They've done something right.
I definitely enjoyed Octavia Spencer's character. No, not Octavia Spencer. What's her name? Viola Davis. I get those two mixed up all the time. Viola Davis's character. I enjoyed her way more in this movie than I did in the first one.
Oh, she crushed it.
She scared me in this one. Yeah.
Oh my god, when she gets whacked over the head.
Yeah.
Because there's that weird moment where you're happy that like they all stood up to her, but at the same time you're like, oh fuck, when she wakes up, they're screwed.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Although sidelined. If you enjoy corny humor, I think you're really gonna enjoy Jungle Cruise.
Excellent. Yes, I want to see it.
Love Jungle Cruise.
Excellent.
We can talk about it next time, but yeah, I think you'll enjoy Jungle
Okay, yeah,
Cruise.
I'll try and see that the next little bit here because that's my next one on my list.
Nice. I don't know, not a big deal, but if you have the opportunity on Disney Plus, they have a Behind the Attractions series.
Ooh.
Which is clearly just to promote all the movie-themed rides that they have now.
That's cool.
But the first episode is about the Jungle Cruise and the origin of it and how they made it.
Ooh, okay, I'd be interested to see that, because my first introduction to that ride was actually, those, 3D viewfinders you had as a kid?
Yes.
That was my first introduction to that ride, was we had these, Disneyland discs, and one of them was dedicated to the Jungle Cruise, so that was my first exposure to it, and then when we finally got to go to Disneyland as a family, we rode on it, and it was like, oh, I could finally, make the connection between the two, so now that there's the movie, yeah, I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah, I highly recommend. I think, and I'm happy I did watch it before the movie. It's not a big deal if you don't, but I think it made me appreciate a lot of things in that film even more.
Cool. Okay, cool.
Because they do a lot of good homages, so.
Nice.
Again, another just fun movie, so.
Awesome, yes.
And I think you'll enjoy it.
I need fun movies. I like fun movies. I need more fun movies in my life.
Fun, fun, fun!
Alright, Cinema Peeps, that's the end of this episode. We are so glad to be back doing the podcast again, so if you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe, and leave us a comment if there's any sort of input you'd like to contribute to anything we've talked about in this episode. And other than that...
a lot about movies this time.
Yeah, we had a lot.
Anyways, have a happy Tuesday, watch all the content, and we'll see you next time. Pew, 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 pew.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Monkey.
And slap. I almost forgot what we were doing.